My girlfriend suddenly said during the graduation ceremony. I need a break to figure myself out, no contact. I silently accepted her decision and stayed in my seat while the hall echoed with celebrations. A few days later, her mother tagged her in family vacation photos with her high school sweetheart, and my heart started racing. I stayed patient, sent all her belongings to her parents' address, and changed my relationship status to single. A few days later, my girlfriend called. What she told me made my hair stand on end. I'm 32, been with Lauren for 4 years. We met at a mutual friend's wedding back in 2021. She was the maid of honor. I caught the garter. Cheesy start, solid relationship. Or so I thought. Our graduation was May 18th. MBA program, both of us. We'd spent 2 years juggling classes, group projects, late-night study sessions in the library that turned into early morning coffee runs. I'd already accepted a position at a consulting firm that would start in July. Lauren had interviews lined up with 3 different companies. Everything felt like it was falling into place. We'd even started talking about which neighborhood we wanted to live in, whether we should get a dog, stupid little future plans that felt real. The ceremony was at the convention center downtown. Families packed the seats. My parents flew in from Ohio the day before. Her parents were there too, front row, holding one of those oversized congratulations signs with her name in glitter and some inspirational quote about dreams. After we walked across the stage, we met back at our seats. Everyone around us was hugging, taking pictures, crying happy tears. I saw my mom wiping her eyes. Lauren's dad was filming everything on his phone. Lauren sat down next to me, smiled this weird tight smile, then leaned in close. I need to talk to you. I thought she wanted to discuss dinner plans. We had reservations at this Italian place she loved. Instead, she said, I need a break. I need to figure myself out. No contact for a while. I stared at her. The dean was still speaking on stage. Someone's family was cheering too loud in the back. Right now, I've been thinking about it for weeks. I need space. Lauren, we literally just graduated together. Your parents are 10 feet away. I know the timing sucks, but I can't keep pretending. My throat went dry. Pretending what? That I'm sure about us. About everything. I wanted to ask 100 questions, but she stood up, smoothed her gown, and walked over to her family. I watched her hug her mom, her dad, her younger brother. She looked back at me once. I didn't move. I couldn't. I sat there for another 20 minutes while people filtered out. Graduates were taking photos on stage. Families were making dinner plans in the aisles. My parents found me eventually, confused about where Lauren went. I told them she wasn't feeling well and left early. I didn't have it in me to explain the truth. We went to dinner anyway, just the 3 of us. I ordered pasta I couldn't taste and smiled through their excited questions about my new job. That night, I stayed up until 4 a.m. trying to make sense of it. For years, we'd talked about moving in together after graduation. I'd even looked at apartments closer to her top choice company. I'd met her extended family at Thanksgiving. She'd spent Christmas with mine. Now she wanted no contact? I texted her once at 4:30 a.m. I respect your decision. Take the time you need. She didn't respond. I didn't sleep. Update 1. It was May 22nd, for days after graduation, when I saw the Facebook post. I'd been avoiding social media. Seeing everyone's happy graduation posts felt like rubbing salt in an open wound. But Kevin sent me a screenshot with just 3 words. Dude, check this. Lauren's mom had tagged her in a photo album titled Lake Tahoe Family Trip. There were maybe 15 pictures. Lauren smiling on a boat with the sun setting behind her. Lauren holding a cocktail at some beachside restaurant. Lauren sitting next to a guy I didn't recognize at first, his arm draped casually over her shoulders. Then I zoomed in, and my stomach dropped. His name was Connor. I'd heard about him exactly once, maybe a year ago. Lauren mentioned she'd dated someone in high school, said it ended badly when he moved away for college, never brought him up again. But here he was, in 3 separate pictures. Her mom's caption on one of them. So glad these 2 reconnected. Some things are meant to be read hard. I read that caption 5 times. I didn't call her. I didn't text. I walked to the liquor store, bought a bottle of whiskey, and sat on my couch staring at those pictures for 2 hours. I kept thinking about the timeline. She said she'd been thinking about the break for weeks. How long had she been talking to Connor? How long had this been planned? The next morning, I woke up on the couch with a headache and a clarity I hadn't felt in days. I packed up everything she'd left at my place. Clothes in my closet, her favorite burgundy sweater, the dress she wore to my company holiday party, for pairs of jeans. Toiletries in the bathroom. A jewelry box on my dresser that her grandmother had given her. Books on the shelf, including the romance novels she'd leave half-finished on my nightstand. Her purple toothbrush. The slippers she kept by my bed. I bought boxes from the UPS store, labeled them neatly with her parents' address, and shipped everything priority. I included a note on plain paper. Per your request for space. Hope you find what you're looking for. Then I changed my relationship status to single. I didn't make a post. I didn't announce anything. I just updated it and let the algorithm do the rest. Within an hour, I had 12 text messages from mutual friends asking what happened. I ignored all of them. I didn't owe anyone an explanation. My best friend Kevin called me that night around 10 p.m. Dude, what happened? She dumped me at graduation. Said she needed space. Now she's in Tahoe with her ex. Are you fucking serious? Dead serious. What are you going to do? Nothing. She wanted space, she's got it. Kevin paused. I could hear his girlfriend asking questions in the background. You're handling this weirdly calm. What's the alternative? Blow up her phone? Show up at her parents' house screaming? I'm not doing that. Fair. But man, I'm sorry. This is brutal. Yeah, me too. I hung up and ordered Chinese food. I ate it cold at 2 a.m. while watching a documentary about ocean predators. I didn't think about Lauren at all. Or I tried not to. Update 2. Lauren called me on May 28th. It was 9 p.m. I was watching a playoff game, second beer in, actually feeling okay for the first time in a week. Her name flashed on my screen. I almost didn't answer. But I did. Hey, can we talk? Her voice was small. She'd been crying. You said no contact. I know. I'm sorry. Can I explain? I muted the TV. Set my beer down. Go ahead. She took a shaky breath. Connor reached out to me in February. We started talking. It was innocent at first, just catching up. But then I started feeling confused. I didn't know if I was with you because I loved you, or because it was comfortable. Because it was easy. Okay. I went to Tahoe to figure things out. To see if what I felt for him was real, or just nostalgia. Just some stupid idea of who I used to be. And I don't know yet. That's why I'm calling. I miss you. I miss us. But I also feel something for him, and I don't know what to do. I laughed. Not because it was funny. Because it was absurd. Because I'd spent 10 days in agony while she was playing some twisted game of comparison shopping. Lauren, you broke up with me at our graduation ceremony. You went on vacation with your ex-boyfriend. Your mom posted pictures calling it meant to be. What exactly do you want me to say? I want you to understand that I'm confused. I understand perfectly. You wanted to see if the grass was greener. Now you're calling me because it's not as green as you thought. Or maybe you just want to keep both options open. That's not fair, isn't it? You said you needed space to figure yourself out. So figure yourself out. I'm not waiting around while you decide if I'm good enough. She went quiet for a long moment. Then, I made a mistake. Yeah, you did. Can we meet? Just to talk? Face to face. No. Please. I need to see you. I need to explain this properly. Lauren, I sent your stuff back. I changed my relationship status. I'm done. You're being cold. I'm being realistic. You don't get to keep me on the hook while you explore your options. That's not how this works. She started crying. Really crying. I love you. Then you should have thought about that before you left. I hung up. My hands were shaking. I felt adrenaline dump through my system like I'd just run a marathon. I finished my beer. Started a third. The game was still playing on mute. I didn't turn the sound back on. I felt shaky for hours after. Not because I regretted what I said. Because I'd spent 4 years with someone who could throw it all away for a high school rebound. Because I'd been planning a future with someone who was secretly questioning everything. Update 3, June 3rd. I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Colorado area code. I almost didn't answer. I'd been getting spam calls all week, but I was bored at work, staring at spreadsheets. Hello. Is this you? A male voice. Uncertain. Who's asking? Connor. Lawrence. Well, I don't know what to call it anymore. Listen, I need to tell you something. I sat up straight in my office chair. I'm listening. He sighed. She's been lying to you. And to me. I just found out yesterday. Explain. She told me you two broke up in April. Said it was mutual, that you were both moving on, focusing on your careers. When she invited me to Tahoe, I thought it was just two old friends reconnecting. Catching up after all these years. Then I saw your relationship status change on Facebook, and I got suspicious. I started asking questions. Why are you telling me this? Because she's playing both of us. She called me last night, crying, saying you were being cruel and controlling. She said you threatened her when she tried to get her things back. Said you were manipulating her. My jaw clenched. I never threatened her. I shipped her belongings to her parents' house with a polite note. I know. I called her mom to verify. Her mom told me the truth. That Lauren broke up with you at graduation out of nowhere. That you'd been nothing but respectful. Her mom actually apologized to me for the whole situation. I didn't know what to say. Connor continued. Look, I don't know you, but you deserve to know she's been using both of us. She told me she loved me, that we had unfinished business, that seeing me again made her realize what she'd been missing. Meanwhile, she's calling you saying she made a mistake. She's hedging her bets, keeping both of us as backup plans. What are you going to do? I asked. I'm done. I told her this morning I'm not interested in being anyone's backup plan. I wanted to give you a heads up in case she tries to come back to you with more lies. I appreciate that. Seriously. Good luck, man. You deserve better than this. He hung up. I sat there staring at my computer screen, not processing the numbers in front of me. Lauren had lied to him about when we broke up. Lied to me about her feelings. Manipulated both of us to keep her options open while she figured out which relationship benefited her more. I felt sick. Actually nauseous. I left work early, told my boss I had food poisoning, and went home to sit in silence. Update 4. June 10th. Lauren showed up at my apartment unannounced. I didn't let her in. She knocked on the door around 7 p.m. I was making dinner, listening to a podcast about the Roman Empire. I looked through the peephole and saw her standing there with red, swollen eyes, wearing the gray sweater I'd bought her for her birthday. I opened the door just enough to talk through the gap. What do you want? I need to explain everything. Please. You've explained enough. Please. 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Lauren, Connor called me. I know you lied to him about when we broke up. I know you told him we ended things in April. I know you told him I threatened you. I know you've been playing both of us. Her face went completely pale. Her mouth opened and closed. He had no right to call you. He had every right. You lied to both of us. You wanted to see if things would work out with him, and when they didn't, you tried to come back to me like nothing happened. It's not like that. Then what is it like? Explain it to me. She looked down at her feet. I panicked. I didn't know what I wanted. I thought if I could just explore my options, figure out what I really felt. I'm not an option, Lauren. I was your boyfriend. For 4 years. I met your entire family. You spent holidays with mine. We had plans. I know. And I'm so sorry. I was confused. Sorry doesn't fix this. Sorry doesn't undo the lies. She stepped closer. I could smell her perfume. The same one she'd worn for 3 years. Can I come in? Just to talk properly? I can explain everything if you just give me a chance. No. Why are you being so stubborn about this? Because you broke my trust. You broke us. And now you're acting like I'm the villain for not taking you back with open arms. I made a mistake. You made a choice. A calculated choice. You talked to Connor for months. You planned that trip. You broke up with me at our graduation specifically so you could explore things with him guilt-free. Now live with that choice. I love you. She was crying now, mascara running. No, you love the idea of me as your safety net. There's a difference. I closed the door. She knocked for another 5 minutes. Then she started calling my name through the door. Then she left. I ate my dinner cold. Final update. It's been 3 months since that night. July turned into August, and now it's mid-September. Lauren tried reaching out twice more after showing up at my apartment. Once through a long text message at 2 a.m. where she apologized and said she'd started therapy. Once through our mutual friend Stephanie, who asked if I'd consider meeting Lauren for coffee to talk things through. I didn't respond to either attempt. I heard through Kevin that she's still single. Connor blocked her on everything after their final conversation. Her mom, apparently, is furious with her for throwing away a good thing. I don't know if that means me or Connor. Maybe both. I also heard her interviews didn't go well, and she's been working a temporary position while still job hunting. I've started seeing someone new. Her name's Amy. We met at a coffee shop in July. She was reading a book I'd recommended on a podcast, and I commented on it. We got to talking. She's a graphic designer, works freelance, easy to talk to, doesn't play games. We've been on 8 dates. It's early, but it's good. It's healthy. She communicates. She's honest. She doesn't make me second-guess everything. My parents asked me if I was okay after everything. I told them I was. Honestly, I am. The first few weeks were rough. I won't lie about that. I had nights where I couldn't sleep. Days where I'd see something that reminded me of Lauren and feel that hollow ache in my chest. But once I got past the anger and hurt, I realized I'd dodged something much worse. If Lauren could throw away 4 years that easily, what would she do 5 years from now? 10. When we had a mortgage. Kids? I don't hate her. I just don't care anymore. That indifference feels like the real closure. Last week, I ran into her at a grocery store. She was in the produce section, picking through avocados. I was grabbing apples. She saw me, froze completely, then turned and walked the other way quickly. I didn't follow her. I didn't say anything. I just bought my apples and left. Amy asked me that night if I was okay. I told her what happened. She just squeezed my hand and said, "That must have been weird." No drama. No analyzing it to death. Just simple acknowledgement. That's when I knew I'd made the right choice walking away. Edit 1. A few people have asked if I ever got full closure or if I wanted to hear Lauren's full explanation. Honestly, I don't think I need it. She made her choice. I made mine. That's closure enough for me. Edit 2. For those asking about Connor, he seems like a decent guy who got caught in the same mess I did. We're not friends, but there's no hard feelings there. We were both just collateral damage. Edit 3. Amy knows everything about Lauren. I told her the whole story on our third date because I didn't want secrets. She appreciated the honesty. That's how I know this time is different.